This motion
It was anti-abortion Democrat Bart Stupak's 11th hour deal that gave House Democrats the votes to pass health care. Listen to some messages on his office voicemail.
Stupak, you're a low-life, baby-murdering, scumbag pile of steaming crap. You're a cowardly punk, Stupak.
Think about this. There are millions of people across the country who wish you ill. And all of those thoughts projected on you will materialize into something that's not very good for you.
And he's gotten faxes like these, images of a noose and a Nazi SS insignia. Stupak is hardly the only Democrat being threatened. Vandalism at the Arizona office of Gabby Giffords and the New York office of House Rules Chairwoman Louise Slaughter.
Someone hurled a brick through the window of my district office in the dark of night.
Whomever threw that brick is a mystery, but one person encouraging such behavior is known. Mike Vanderboe is a popular right-wing extremist. On his blog last week, he wrote, "So if you wish to send a message that Pelosi and her party cannot fail to hear, break their windows, break them now, break them and run to break again." And this week, during a radio interview, Mr. Vanderboe urged further action.
I'm advocating broken windows. I'm advocating, I suppose, vandalism.
House Democrats are now so concerned about security, leaders called an emergency closed-door meeting with the FBI, Capitol Police, and Sergeant-at-Arms.
Do you feel that your members are really at risk in terms of their security?
Yes. I think we've had very serious incidences that have occurred over the last 48, 72 hours.
So how are you dealing with that? What actions are you taking?
Well, we have the Capitol Police just briefed members. If they are in any way suspicious or fearful or see actions occurring, to report those immediately. And the Capitol Police will respond and try to determine whether crimes have been committed.
My wife and kids are at home. They're organizing protests in front of my house. We're getting death threats on the telephone.
Freshman Democrat Steve Driehaus also voted yes on health care. Before he did, the House Minority Leader John Boehner warned he may be a dead man. Driehaus blames the GOP leader for stirring up some of the threats against him.
They're engaged in rhetoric that goes way beyond the pale of what's responsible. They're inciting behavior, and I think they should be held responsible for that.
Boehner declined our interview request to directly respond and instead issued a statement. I know many Americans are angry over this health care bill and that Washington Democrats just aren't listening. But as I've said, violence and threats are unacceptable. He went on to say, go volunteer at a political campaign, make your voice heard, but let's do it the right way. Still, Democrats are blaming Republican lawmakers for egging protesters on, maybe over the line. Like this over the weekend, when Republican Steve King held up a poster of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, gave her a thumbs down, and made a slapping motion across her face. We asked King about that.
There was a moment that we have seen. You were up there, right on that balcony up there, with a picture of the House Speaker slapping it.
Now, that would be an exaggeration, but this is a melodrama. Keep in mind, this is a melodrama.
Tell me what your goal was with what you did.
My goal is to inspire people to stand up for the Constitution, stand up for fiscal responsibility, and stand up for the rule of law.
King walked away before we could get him to fully explain what he meant to do, but he did say he condemns any threats of violence. Dana Bash, CNN, Capitol Hill.